What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 231 of the Dumb Marks podcast. Gentlemen, how we doing on this first Saturday of spring? We'll call it spring.
Mm-hmm. It's third winter because it's getting ready to be, cold and snowy again. But no, we're good. We're good.
Lovely.
We got suited and booted. Went to an event last night. Shout out to the Urban League of Pittsburgh for putting on a tremendous event downtown. So that was very nice night out.
Styling and profiling last night.
Yeah, man, got another event next weekend for the Boys and Girls Club. So getting out there.
Look at you.
Yeah, man. Listen, last night was very, very eye-opening and very motivating, to say the least. So I got the wheels turning on a bunch of stuff after coming out of last night. So made me reassess what the hell I'm doing with my life in that regards. But no, it was nice, man. People showed up. It was, like I said, it was good food, great time, and was home by 10 o'clock at the latest, between 9:30 and 10. So it was like, perfect.
What time did it start?
Well, it started at 5:30. Dinner was at 7, so we got down there about 6:30ish. Had enough for open bar, 2 drinks, and then it was a cash bar after 7. But yeah, man, it was a good time in that regard. So I didn't catch much wrestling last night. I got caught up on SmackDown this morning with reading stuff and watching what I thought I needed to watch and that. But other than that, man, it's been a hectic, busy week, to say the least. So
I hear that.
Yeah.
Donald, starting your vacation?
Yep, staycation. So just relaxing. Be a Bob the Builder all week.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, I took Thursday and Friday off this week because it was the first 2 days of March Madness. I figured I will literally lay around and do nothing and watch basketball from noon until 12 a.m. And I didn't get a chance to watch one single game. I caught like 3/4 of the Robert Morris game yesterday. But yeah, I've been running around doing other stuff. So maybe next year I'll take these 2 days off again for the first 2 days of tournament and actually just sit down and do nothing.
Try again next year.
Yeah, try again next year. So yeah. Are you drinking milk right now?
Coffee. Got some like extra Irish cream in there this morning.
Well, like an ice? Is that an iced coffee? Because it's not a regular.
Coffee.
Okay, all right.
I like my women like I like my coffee.
White.
Pure milk.
Yeah, I prefer chocolate in my milk. So.
We know. Jason, how you doing down there?
I'm good, man. This is another week of having plans and canceling because of the weather.
You get out of yard like crazy left and right.
I'd send my sister pictures. I'm like, "What's this bush in the back?" Because I'm about to cut it all down. And she's like, "A hibiscus tree." I'm like, "You're lying. Nobody puts hibiscus in Braddock, and they don't naturally grow."
Yeah, don't cut that down.
So she's like, "Yeah, it's back there, but the vine's taking it over." I'm like, "Okay, I'll be,
take the vine out.
Do it here and try to get the vine out." Bought me some loppers. Got the beefcake shears. Bought the lopper yesterday. I was ready. Stepped outside. Rain. Cold. Chilly. Put it off for another week.
I mean, I know you usually, if it even looks like poison ivy, not touching that.
No. I'm gonna give this one a shot. If I die, me my sister.
There you go. Doing the tag team for help. All right, before we get into too much of the weekend wrestling, unfortunately some sad news yesterday. George Foreman passed away, so just wanted to see if you guys wanted to talk on that at all.
Yeah, I mean, probably one of the greatest marketing pitches for a product ever, the George Foreman grill. I don't know if you're our age. I don't think there was nobody that did not have a George Foreman grill.
Lifesaver in college.
They were in dorm rooms across America.
Came in
knock out the fat.
Knock that. But no, I mean, like we caught the tail end of Foreman's
his career.
right. Like I vividly remember him winning the belt at 45 years old though against Michael Moore, like HBO boxing back when HBO boxing was the shit. Like
you had to watch HBO boxing.
With Jim Lampley and all them. Like that was. But I vividly remember watching that fight and seeing him knock out Michael Moore and become champion of the world again at 45 years old. But no, just what 7 sons all named George in that regard.
So they know where they came from.
Yeah, the legacy will continue. But he's one of those athletes where I wish I was around to see him in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
The Ali's, the Frazier, like Foreman, like seeing those guys in prime. Although we've had a hell of a run with certain athletes in their primes. Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, a bunch of different sports. Ohtani, you got Crosby, Ovechkin, seeing Lemieux for his time here in Pittsburgh, Yager, like. We've had a really good run as far as generational athletes are concerned, but Foreman is up there for me on my short list as far as somebody that I wanted to go back and be able to see live in real time.
Yeah. I didn't know he had 68 knockouts. Crazy.
That's impressive.
Yeah, when that number came up, I was like, wow, 68.
What? 68 out of what? Like 80 fights, I think?
Yeah.
It was very high percentage. He was he was the true definition of one hitter quitter.
Yes, he was.
Like he may have established that saying without even, you got Tyson, obviously, who was another one, but Foreman was a bad man, boy. Bad man. So
what did Hulk Hogan have to say on this?
Well, I mean, the Foreman girl was supposed to be the Hogan girl, but I passed it up, brother.
Yeah. He said, I told him, give him to George Foreman. He deserves it.
Yeah. Hogan was the one who told him, Hogan was the one to tell him to fight Michael Moore for the title, I told him, George,
don't worry.
I told him, George, get out there, brother. You can do it again.
Every story in life.
I beat Flair for the title that year. Hey, you could be champ too. You champ together.
Just wait for that documentary. Well, we won't be putting that one up, Ty.
But guess what? Before he passed, we made our peace together.
Yeah, always.
We're cool now.
Yeah, he said, "Thanks so much, brother. I'm gonna add you to my will and leave you all of the royalties from the George Foreman Grill."
What's going to happen with that now? Because it's still out there.
It is.
The family.
Continue to make money. Mm-hmm. All right. Before we get into the big issues this week, big topics, WWE added some events to WrestleMania week this week. So I wanted to do a quick rundown of everything that WWE is doing for WrestleMania week. They're proving the case more and more why WrestleMania, the actual event, should just be one night whenever they add all this stuff on top of it. Because the current schedule events are Friday is SmackDown in the Hall of Fame. And then this week, it's not televised, but they added a lunch for John Cena that's going for $25,000 a person. Only 20 fans can attend, but $25,000 a ticket.
Lunch for John Cena. 80 Hill?
That's WWE's version of would you rather have lunch with Jay-Z or 500,000? That's the WWE version of the hip hop community's Jay-Z debate. There.
So then we got Saturday's NXT Stand Deliver and also Mania Night 1, and then of course most likely a press conference after that. Sunday is night 2, most likely a press conference, and then they added the roast of WrestleMania after WrestleMania.
But that's not televised. That's not going to be televised.
So we got another event.
Unless you're in the building, you're not getting any of that. No. So I saw a lot of hate on that this week.
And I saw a lot of ticket prices for that too.
Yeah. And
then, of course, Monday Night Raw and Tuesday night, they're adding NXT in Vegas as well. Then on top of that, you got all your independent events. WWE will be partnering with 2 right now. GCW is doing a WWE ID program, and then TNA, of course, is running Unbreakable Thursday night, and then dozens and dozens of events.
What did your Travis package get you?
Probably nothing anymore.
Fly out. You got the tickets, we gonna fly you out.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't partnered with Wale Mania. Like, I thought that would have been the first outside event that they would partner with, just because of how many superstars are associated with that event.
I didn't see anything promoted for that yet. Like, has that been announced running again? Because it usually is.
Yeah, no, it is. I didn't see any lineup, but it is going on WrestleMania weekend like it normally does. I believe I want to say this is year like 4 or 5 of that.
Okay.
Actually, maybe
It might even be longer than that.
yeah, I was gonna say maybe even longer.
I think that
than
was before COVID had started.
Yeah. So, but I just remember like recently within the last, couple years, 3 years or so, like that being the big outside of like a wrestling an indie promotion doing on their event, with Spring Break and New Japan and all that, like running Wale Mania was obviously the go-to for a lot of people as far as interacting and seeing stars, superstars
That's
in an element that they're not usually in.
So right now WWE is running Wednesday through Tuesday in Vegas. I'm sure more people will be there earlier in the week promoting stuff around town, as they always do. But
Vegas is not the town to go for 6 days, 7
that's
days.
a long time.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it definitely isn't.
Like they
It's a
think that you
weekend.
need
It's
to
a weekend
have
city, and that's it.
Yeah, like they think that you need to have like WrestleMania being 2 nights, so you have stuff to do. Like there is more than enough shit to do. Like that WrestleMania can just be 1 night. I know it's not going to change. I'm just beating a dead horse here with it, but
Now it's it's grown to the point now where before you could fit everything in, now you got to pick and choose.
Yeah.
Ty brought up a good point. Not sure if Wally Mania will be AEW talent.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get into that subject of AEW talent being used for WWE things later on as well. We want to jump into that bag, but
yeah, it is. It costs too much to do. He said.
On top of the ticket prices for the events costing way too much. Like,
Yeah. Because when we did because even when we did the travel packages up in New York, that was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a lot crammed into those 5 days we were up there.
Yeah, we had Hall of Fame,
NXT.
Access, NXT, Raw, and
Mania.
SmackDown,
Yeah.
and Mania.
Mania was 1 night. So
Yeah.
yeah, you had 5 days worth of stuff, and that was only like $2,000. Now,
Not even. I don't even think.
now you're looking at $25,000 for lunch with John Cena. Like that's on top of the 85.
Who's basically gonna walk in and be like, "Fuck the kids" and walk out.
Yeah, that's on top of the 8,500 just to meet Lex Luger and Triple H that we talked about last weekend. And whatever else there. I'm sure Taker's going to be doing a Dead Man show.
I did see that. He is doing one. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just
don't worry, we still got a month to go. Stone Cold be good doing this podcast up there too.
But with that being said, you know what costs nothing except for you to show up and interact? Podomania. Podomania. Get ready because we will be running Podomania 4?
5.
Podomania 5.
Podomania 5.
Be nice. Let's not get like WrestleMania add another. How many nights?
The show about the shows.
Yeah,
We'll be releasing that
WrestleMania
schedule in the coming weeks. So.
He said WrestleMania
5.
starts Wednesday. We start Monday.
Yeah, Podomania 5 will be live and in color, covering everything that is. So, yeah, get ready for it. I'm excited.
Now, has Access changed since Fanatics hopped in?
Now it's called WWE World, I think.
Yeah, it's WWE World. They got a whole. You could literally just do that Although there was some drama that came out this week with reporting on that as far as Alexa Bliss is concerned and some other stuff with her. But WWE World is in and of itself is like its own mini 4-day event that you can just go to and just do that. Don't even attend nothing else.
And they've changed that because like I can't put up Ty's comment, but it's like now like it's like Comic-Con or Fanatic Fest where you got to pay for each person.
Mm-hmm.
See, last time you paid for like if it was like you had to be like Roman, or Dean, you had to be on that level.
You had to be a top guy.
Everybody else, you can walk in line and just
you can meet Jacob Fatu for $90 right now. Which I don't know why that price is so low on Jacob Fatu.
That's free. That old access that was free.
We met Alexa Bliss for free.
Picture.
I mean, like Umberto we met for free, but we wouldn't even know him at the time.
You had to be a champ to get money.
Yeah, because we went there whenever Roman was signing autographs, but that was the premium package and all that stuff. Yeah, so that line was completely separate from him. We could see him from a distance, but that was it. Yeah, that line was cut off. Everybody else.
I mean,
who do we wait in line for one time and we got cut off?
That was the Iconics.
The Iconics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Jason cried for 3 hours after that.
Oh no, that was me.
We got to meet Lana after that, so it was all good.
Shout out to Lana and Rusev getting back together, renewing their marriage vows. It's a beautiful thing when you can see people work through their issues and come back together.
They had to knock some out first before, you know what? I do love you.
Sometimes it happens like that.
I don't even know who Roberto was.
Yeah, you didn't know who it was.
And you couldn't skip it. It was just like roll in, take a picture, you're next, go.
He was new in NXT at that time.
That was like I got tickets way back when to one of the pay-per-views here whenever it was Mellon Arena, right? And they were VIP tickets, so you got to go early and you know got taken up to a special room, and then you had WWE superstars were going to come in and hang out and sign autographs and everything, and they brought up what's his name, Taka Michinoku, who else? Taka Michinoku. It was like three people that nobody cared about.
Yeah,
and two of them couldn't even speak English. And it was like, wow. What is this? Yeah.
It's gonna be that kind of show today, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember we got the QR code for Alexa and then Umberto, and I remember I threw his away. I just wanted the Alexa code. I was like, what the hell is this shit?
Almost in beer.
Yeah, before they debuted.
Yeah. Didn't even know who they were. Just thought they were in the crowd.
You got a picture of a basketball player.
With the almost like, you go to the league?
Yeah, and of course Veer was the pitcher out of India that the Pittsburgh Pirates signed because it's the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that's what they do. So yeah.
And it's training spring training pitcher.
I don't even think he threw in a spring training game.
I don't know.
Like
we're not even going to talk about the news from them this week. So
yeah.
They're not even worth that time.
He came out like Wild Thing. He threw like 92, and they were like, "Sign him."
Never got the call.
I wouldn't be angry over Xia Li tie, but
No.
All right. So we're talked about the WrestleMania week. Let's talk about the road to WrestleMania. Donald, who is your Mount Rushmore for the week?
My Mount Rushmore comes from NXT, and it's Jaida Parker. I'm glad she is getting her shot, and she's finally going to be hopefully established as one of the top girls down there, females down there. I like what she did to Jordan, knocked her out the way, like, oh, it's not your time. This ain't how it works. It then got right up in Stephanie's face. It was like,
ten toes, standing on 10 toes, looking dead in your eye.
Yes.
Like, yes.
Mm-hmm. Just looking down at her like, "Yep."
Calm down there.
Hey, I'll pay $8,500 to meet Miss Jaida.
With that bodysuit she had on, man. Shoot, I think I might pay that too. But yes, Jaida Parker, finally her time to shine.
Okay.
Are you mad that they're running the double duty 2-night matches next week?
I mean, if you too
Yeah.
much, then
Yes and no.
I mean, we saw the champion versus champion match that had to be done for circumstances, outside of their control. You had Oba and Moose go. What are we going to put on this stand and deliver card at Mania? 4 weeks away if we're not running these types of matches. Like, Taquan, I'm going to tolerate that disrespect.
You more certified than Swerve.
I saw a lot of people giving Jaida hate this week too for some comments that she had in an interview where she was talking about how she wasn't a fan of wrestling. Like, she didn't watch wrestling growing up, right? She got into it
people did.
afterwards, and she was talking about Jazz being her inspiration once she started watching stuff and finding stuff out. And a lot of people came out ripping her, and it's like, why? Like, I don't understand. Just because she didn't grow up and was in the bubble as far as wrestling goes, that she can't work as a wrestler and be in the profession. Like, what?
Go through that NXT locker room, see how many of them actually watch wrestling growing up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, especially now with the NILs and the types of people that they're signing and bringing into WWE. Like,
Your favorite wrestler probably didn't watch wrestling. It was just
those times are over.
Jason's going to set up a table for WrestleMania. Your favorite wrestler didn't watch wrestling. Change my mind.
Yeah, I mean, those times are over with. Like, the fact that you have to be a fan of wrestling to get into wrestling. That's
Sting didn't even watch it, right? Like, Sting was a weightlifter, and he was at the gym, and somebody was like, was a wrestler, and they were like, "Hey, you should get into it." So, and look at the name he became.
All your favorite wrestlers came from failed other ventures.
Yeah, that's what Ty just said. Most great wrestlers are failed athletes. Yeah,
There you go.
Where else? Yeah, exactly.
And then it's plus just like everyday life too. Just because you left college with 1 degree don't mean you're getting into that job. You do something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, the IWC just complaining about anything.
Yeah, like if they come out and like they're wrestling now and they're hating on the profession, okay, then hate on them. But
Goldberg.
I mean,
I only wrestled for the money. I hated wrestling. Like, who's now getting a retirement match this year? If you guys didn't see that.
Oh, I saw.
And speaking of that too, they said at the NFL Pro Days that NASCAR people were there scouting at Pro Days, and somebody said, "Watch WWE," and that might be down there too.
Probably.
Like during college, football Pro Days down in the
surprised
university.
they
aren't.
But I mean, look at.
I'm like, it fits. I'm like, it definitely fits.
But look, I mean, Oba played football. Trick played football. Like, you have
Roman,
like
Rock.
Yeah, I mean, if you limit yourself just to people that watch wrestling to get into the business, you're not going to have a very large roster. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, but Jaida definitely for me was a bright spot this week. Donald, I had her high up on the Mount Rushmore list for what she did, how she did it, how they laid it out. And Jordan Grace, please retire those shoes.
Oh yeah,
the Patrick
Please.
Star look.
Please.
I thought they were ones she was walking in the parking lot with. Then when she got took out, I'm like, them is the ankle.
No, we got girls down Erotica that don't even wear those. Like, let's no.
No, Veronica, you want to pay us the money for promotion? Come on.
It's under new ownership now. I don't even think it's called Erotica anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it is. It'll always be Erotica.
Formerly known as.
But yeah, no, Jaida for sure.
Steve, what was yours for the weekend?
I'm ready to run it like next week.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah. So you know what's going to happen, but
yeah, I don't need no more I'm starting to get the vibe and looking at these layouts with some of these matches for Mania and how it's going to trickle down. Like I'm starting to like. I got too many multi-man matches going.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
but
I
then
feel
has to
like
be on the
NXT. I feel like NXT is going to gear towards
Do
that
the same
again,
thing.
Yeah.
even though we just had a lot of that at the last show, right? Like,
Mhm.
so
And then they'll be part of TNA that week too, I'm sure. So they really got technically 2 events that they could be on.
What's your famous saying, Chris? Everybody don't need to be on the card.
Yep.
Again.
yeah,
Do you think that they're going to pull like the Becky Lynch whenever like they're just going to have Steph's just drop one of the titles quick?
Like that.
Yeah.
I can
Like
see
Becky
that
lost it
happening.
within a month, and she pulled double duty when she dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
Have the NA be the main event. It's wild.
Yeah.
Maybe something happens in it.
You know damn well that's not mandated anymore, Ty. All right, Steve, what was your Mount Rushmore for the week?
surprisingly, my Mount Rushmore this week was the main event of Dynamite.
Okay.
So the match with Statlander and
Oh,
Megan
yeah.
Bayne, and then the interaction with Tony and the promo afterwards. Tony Storm is maybe arguably the greatest wrestling character, timeless Tony Storm,
She was
that
fantastic on the mic.
that I have ever witnessed.
Chill.
Like,
Man, she's up
it
there.
is.
She is
We'll
up
give you a
so
minute
good.
for rebuttal, Jason.
So good. Her on commentary during the match was hilarious.
Oh, it was fantastic.
The promo afterwards was great. I enjoyed the pull apart between them two. The
Mhm.
match with Statlander and Bayne, those two can really go, and they have great chemistry together. Statlander fits well with a lot of women.
Mm.
Pause. But her and Mercedes, her and Willow, her and Bayne, like her and Tony, if you're looking for a glue piece as far as AEW women's division goes, she's arguably the glue piece of that division.
I just hate
Because
that
it's rare that she goes out there and puts out a dud.
Kind of like whenever Soraya was kind of doing that, like when she first came in from the NWA, like that's kind of like where Statlander's at now. Just can have a match with anybody.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed the match. Like I said, everything about that, like it got my mind off of the debacle that happened earlier tonight, which I'm sure somebody will bring up.
He's drinking his milk. He's getting ready.
But that was
No.
that was how you effectively close a show. And now you have me waiting for the next step in the story of Tony and Bayne. I hate that they're running it at Dynasty, which is, right off the bat. But they've built it up over the last couple of weeks, and I would not be mad if Tony had a quick drop of the title here. Even though she just got it back. So I mean, for me, the AEW women's division is the bright spot.
Their best thing going.
Yeah.
And Tony Storm is their biggest star for me.
Yes.
It's like what you say, Donald, how the women's division NXT is the bright spot and then offer nothing. That's AEW.
Yes, it is.
There is another women's match that was rumored to be announced for Dynasty that's being set up. That if they hot shot this one, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, I don't want to see that yet.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Mercedes versus Athena is rumored allegedly to take place at Dynasty. They've been teasing it online between these two.
No.
Mercedes with the subtle drop and call out as far as who mentored her, referencing Billy Starks after their match. Yeah, I don't need that ran at Dynasty. That should be should be at All In Texas.
Especially for Athena being from Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That need to be cooking in the oven.
Yeah.
You can start it at Dynasty. Athena can come out after that match and start it, but I don't want to see the match at Dynasty.
Yeah, I don't need Athena to be the first time she's on Dynamite. in 3 years to just show up on a random Wednesday 2 weeks before the pay-per-view and then get a match versus Mercedes.
Yeah.
He's ROH.
So
That would piss me off more if that's what they saved it for. That it happened on a Ring of Honor.
You should tune in, ROH.
yeah, hey Taquan, you want to talk about pulling a throwback there? Sean Vader 96. Yeah, just throw that match together, even though, But yeah, no. Megan Bayne, Statlander, and Toni Storm for me was the highlight of my week.
Jason, your rebuttal.
I love Toni Storm. On my heart. Once she started talking, all down here for me.
Because she has the accent, right?
Ever since, just the whole. Before, you could have done the black and white vignettes and I'd have been gold. Once she started talking.
Jason doesn't like when they start to talk.
Just here for that.
Jeez, talk about rolling back to the 1920s. I know the climate is real bad out here right now, with a lot of things, but you want to bring that back? You will get canceled real quick.
Gotta take
I
a
need to know where
temperature.
everybody was on January 6th. Okay.
Next thing you know, he's going to come in here and be shouting, "Make me a sandwich!" Like, we don't need that on this show.
Make me a PB&J.
Yeah, he gonna order DoorDash. He gonna DoorDash food and put in the notes. Make sure a woman delivers it. Like, this guy's crazy. It's out of control right now.
No, that's not what I
I
meant.
don't like this cock. Unbelievable.
Her delivery and everything just doesn't sit well with me, so I'm just like, I check out. I watch on y'all eat that shit. I'm just like, friend.
Anybody else to see all the comments in the chat drop?
Yeah,
Are we still
How
on?
would you go?
we're still on.
Good.
Mhm.
Yeah, hopefully we're still live right now. I don't know, but Jay,
Still
you
staying
may
live.
cancel the
We
show,
are, yeah,
Jay.
yeah, bro. Somebody bought it
Take
to
it
Taquan. Oh god.
Well, who's your Mount Rushmore then, Jay?
I really didn't have one this week, but I'm tempted to put this WWE 2K games on as my Mount Rushmore. But I'll go Seth Rollins and CM Punk just for the storyline. That pull apart was trash, but the story they can tell going into WrestleMania can be all
AEW brawled and SmackDown last night.
it can be great. Too many pull apart brawls in wrestling right now, anyway. But the
There's
story
a,
they
there's,
can tell-
there's a lot of pull apart brawls.
Mhm.
Some of them are more effective than others. Tiffany and Charlotte last week were good. Tony and Megan was good. But yeah, my big thing out of last night with that interaction, I saw a lot of people have different takes on this, but like, what's the favor?
The big unknown.
What's the favor? Is it, because when the favor was initially brought up and the way stuff was kind of being mapped out, we got on here and talked about how the favor is going to be Punk using Paul's influence to get a main event spot. Well, we know now with the triple threat, how they set it up, that's going to be a main event
Yeah.
of night one. I don't know what the favor is because Punk has the main event spot now. So is the favor going to be you're my wise man? Because I saw a lot of clips going back to Roman and Punk's first interaction whenever Punk came back and Punk saying it's about the wise man and Roman goes, that's my wise man. And Punk smirked and said, we'll see. So, does it turn to Paul turning his back on Roman? Is that the next step in the bloodline storyline as far as, Paul leaving.
I don't
and
remember
what
who
that
it
does
was.
to Roman.
I don't remember who said it, but I saw it online this week. Like, what if Paul just swears everybody and he aligns with Seth at Mania?
It's something different.
Yeah.
Probably make Seth a heel again if you do it that way. But
I saw Seth being touted as the third man in the Rock and Cena faction. So there's a lot of stuff running wild.
Hey, Seth already knows what's best for business. So we know that.
It was supposed to be him, Drew, and Owens.
Yeah.
I think the favor is for Paul to get the Young Bucks up in WWE so Punk can fight him again.
Now that's long-term storytelling.
They're not doing that in AEW right now.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like no matter what it is, it's just going to come off, just lackluster at this point.
Yeah, because it's wise, man. It's going to be a dud to me.
Yeah. It's like it's been going on for how many months now, and like you don't go anywhere with it. You just throw it out there from time to time to tease it.
They were last night. You served them on a silver platter. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That was like nice play.
Like if it's that, like Punk brings Paul out like as his wise man for Mania, like that's nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just. I mean, it's mind games for the match, but that's all it is, So
between the storyline they can tell and Paul's facial expressions throughout this whole story.
Oh yeah,
dude, the facial expressions last night were amazing.
Mm-hmm. Like whenever it was just Seth and Roman in that ring, yeah,
that evil look.
Like soon as Punk's music hit, like Paul was just like, "What?" Like all of that. Like why now? And then during the match, Paul's facial expressions are going to be great too. Like that's going to be the fun of that. He adds another level to every match that he's a part of. So.
He does. Mm-hmm. Is that more emotion into the storytelling?
Yeah. All right, mine for the week. I'm going with the John Cena promo on Raw.
I knew somebody was going to bring it up. That's why I didn't throw it in there because that was my 1B.
I mean, I saw some hate online with people saying, that, he should have done more explanation, yada, yada, yada. It's like, it was his first promo back. I thought it was great the way it was, and now you just want more out of him the next time he comes out to the ring.
Yeah.
But
I enjoyed it, but to me, it didn't fit the storyline. And it went a little too long.
I mean, the crowd took up a good amount of the time too. So,
like, how does this play into your storyline and why you joined the Rock? Like,
he told you.
That's not why you joined the Rock. That's why you turned heel for yourself. That's not why you aligned with the Rock, the final boss.
I mean, to be continued.
I admit, I was like, when I first watched it, live, I was like, oh man, this is like a crybaby bitch like type heel thing. Like I blame the fans for this and that and this and that. So that was gonna be my mush for the week. But then I watched it again and I was like, you know what? This could be a foundation builder to get him to the point where he needs to get to Mania for it.
Yeah, I was in the office on Monday, so on my drive home I turned it on, to listen, just to see what was going on really on the way home for the time it was, and listen to that. I enjoyed listening to it, and then whenever I got home I watched the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I enjoyed it as much the second time as I did the first time. Good.
Initially, like when he first started, Donald, I had the same initial reaction as you. Like, why is John Cena playing victim? You were on top for 25 years. And then listening, like what he was saying, it completely fits into why he would do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He has, 8 months left in his entire career. And all you did during his entire run was take from him. Like he said, he won too much, you booed him. He laid it out perfectly as to why. Mm-hmm. And the fact that, he not only called out the Let's Go Cena fans or the Cena Sucks fans and called them out everything else. He called out his diehards, which I thought was the part of the initial promo piece that took it to the next level for me. He called them and said those were the worst offenders because you did nothing for him. You didn't stand up. You did nothing. You let half the arena say Cena sucks. And a lot of the times you joined in with the chance.
Said both parts.
Yeah. So, like, no, I thought it was tremendous. I did see, like, people were like, well, why didn't, Cody got an ass whooping and everything else, and all he did was walk down and just say words. You don't immediately rush the ring and start throwing punches after that. And it's like, well,
that's not Cody.
It's pro wrestling.
Yeah. You got to let it fester and build up. So whenever that bell rings, almost said something,
Yeah, I thought Cody was. I mean, look, Cody's the only person to call The Rock and John Cena a crybaby bitch and walk out of the ring. So we will get there.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have me fully invested for night 2 main event between those two by the time we get to Mania. I wholeheartedly believe that.
Yeah,
like Donald, like you said, the foundational block for that was laid on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get stuff over the next 3 weeks to get us there, and be fully invested in that being arguably the must-see match of the weekend.
I don't remember what the date is, but there's a date on the tour where all 3 of them will be on Raw or SmackDown. So,
were they advertised for SmackDown this week?
It's. I don't think it's this upcoming week. It could be. I could be wrong, but
I thought they were like advertised for the one that happened last night. I'm going.
No,
like,
not that one.
Okay. I'm going through like, did I miss it? Just got a recap.
No, Cody.
Cody. Punk, Roman, and Rollins on. It's too many stars.
We're not giving you everything.
I was gonna be shocked. Like, you got all these people in one building.
Too many stars.
Not Mania night.
But like John Cena did the whole thing of the breakup. That I'm breaking up with you. What do a lot of people do whenever when they're getting broken up with? They play the victim and they blame the other person. That's exactly what he did Monday night. He played the role down to a T.
He justified his own actions by breaking up and with the person, in this case, wrestling fans, by making them be the bad guys, just like you said, Chris. I mean, it's a relationship breakup 101. In this case, he went the opposite of it's not me, it's not you, it's me. No, he said it's you, not me. Yeah, you're the reason why we're breaking up, not me.
Has anybody checked on the kid in the front row? By the way,
no. I saw somebody say that kid has a career built in place for him already because he can show up to every single WrestleCon and everything else and have a line of the kid that John Cena made fun of. He can just do photo ops and take pictures.
I'm trying to see what the Miz girl's doing now.
Miz girl, Izzy's
wrestling now. So
yeah,
Izzy wrestling,
podcast and wrestling now.
Or Undertaker's response guy, street ender guy.
Yeah. No, I thought Cena. For me, that was 1B this week as far as Mount Rushmore goes. So,
and besides the kid, has anybody checked on R-Truth?
I need those two to interact at some point.
It has to happen.
We have to.
That's a payoff that needs to happen.
Yeah, y'all be seeing his next beatdown.
I mean, really does this make R-Truth start talking to little Jimmy again? All right. Anything else for this week for the Mount Rushmores?
Just to circle back to the Punk Roman Seth.
Maybe that was my Mount Rushmore, but I just said to hell with the brawl. Just a storyline that they're going to tell. It's going to be my Mount Rushmore.
See, I don't feel that way, DJ. Like, to me, Seth laid it out perfectly last night. Like,
Yeah, he did.
It's Roman and Seth. They're not individual. They're connected through space and time. And now we're just adding another chapter onto their story.
And 100% agree on that, DJ. All right, Donald. Let's kick it off with the Mount Rushmores. Or with wishes.
Wishes. My wish goes to Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte's promo, that backstage promo. That was very, very cringeworthy. It just seemed like it was like the same talk from Charlotte all the time, and it looked like Tiffany was like skipping on her words a little bit, stuttering a little bit on the promo and that stuff. It was just like it's not doing anything for the match. It's really not doing nothing.
Because they have producers where she keeps cutting her off. Like, give me something different.
So here, I got a different spin on this take.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, Donald. I did not like the segment. We talk about all the time about wrestlers getting in the ring with individuals and sinking or swimming. This was Tiffany's sink or swim moment on the mic. This was, hey, toe to toe. We'll control the setting a little bit by making it, backstage side by side, but toe to toe, what can you do on the mic? And if it was that sort of sink or swim moment and test, Charlotte, being Charlotte, went over and above and may have gone off script because we've seen her do that with Becky before whenever they did the title exchange, right? But yeah, Charlotte to me gave her no wiggle room, no time to breathe, cut her down, and Tiffany got flabbergasted. You could see the frustration on her. I don't know if it was actually live being done at the same time or if that was taped prior to, but you could see the frustration in Tiffany. And it made her look weak as a champion. You throw water on the hot thing, and Charlotte's like, you're not even the hottest thing on SmackDown. And then after that, it was off the rails. Tiffany didn't recover after that. But you're going to have those moments. Now Tiffany has to come back. We got to see, we saw a chink. Normally, Tiffany on the mic, based on previous interactions, has, especially down in NXT, you've seen her go on the mic with Becky. Like, she can hold her own and normally comes out as equal or better. Last night wasn't a good look for her. So
the good news is we still have 4 weeks.
We still got 4 weeks to go.
But I'll tag to my later sentiment that Charlotte went into business for herself again and decided to do off-script stuff just because she's Charlotte Hogan and had to get her one up mark.
So she's still number one in the poll rankings this week.
Yes. In the Hogan Power Index, Charlotte is still number one. In the HPI, Charlotte is one.
That might have to be something. Jason, any feelings on that?
Charlotte's number one in my book. The JPI.
All right, Steve, go ahead.
My mush this week was from NXT, and it involved the Trick, Oba, Eddie Thorpe, NXT Underground,
that
Dark
whole,
State. I mean, really,
section.
Dark State. That's the name. The Deep State. We're going that. I know Trump's a close personal friend of these guys, but come on, deep dark state, like, what are we doing? The fact that they, ran around and did some stuff and then left the arena to cut a promo, which that group needs to be disbanded after that promo they cut in the parking lot outside the building. None of those four made me feel like I can believe anything that you're saying.
It was a decent promo.
No, it wasn't. You want to reshape NXT?
The guys you have, yes, for the guys you have in that stable, that's a decent promo.
No, it's not. Look at it's not so much how they said it, it's what they said. You want to remake NXT in your vision, but what is your vision? What are you doing differently? You said you're not going to wait around for your turn, you're going to take your turn. What have you taken? You've done nothing. Who have you gone after?
I seen him say Javon's the leader. I seen someone say that.
That could be a boost to his career.
Seriously?
No, Trick. Trick.
They attacked Trick, didn't they?
Nope. When they came out after NXT Underground and they turned, the lights were already down and they showed up at the top of the stands and everything else, they didn't come down when Trick was there.
Shut the group down.
Jason's like, that's not my voice now.
You did all that bitching and moaning and groaning outside in the parking lot, and then whenever there's a full out brawl in Donnybrook, you don't attack.
I think that's
anything.
Hey, we're going out to cause chaos. Who's the leader of the chaos?
Trick.
That's what's okay. That's where. Then disband the group.
I'll be okay with that because you know me. He does, man. He did absolutely nothing for me. The only thing he did was beat Ethan Thorpe or Eddie Thorpe.
I mean, it could kind of be like what they did with Braun. They have to turn him heel to see if he actually has range.
I mean, the Dark State piece was bad, and then the Underground match itself just. I mean, one blow to the back of the head, and then you ground and pound, and they stop the fight.
I mean,
and then we're right back to Oba and Trick again
because they don't have much else right now.
Trick is not that dude. This man has been hitting quitting everybody in his last 3 matches.
He's an entrance. Like I keep saying, he's an entrance. WWE / NXT love that entrance because they did so merchandise. That's what it is.
He said, "Here's how hot his flaws: one hitter quitter."
It is. And Thorpe just need to go. I mean, he lost way too many. He could dance around his fire and beg for rain for all I care.
Did you see the clip of Eddie Thorpe?
Damn.
Did you see the clip going around online where Eddie Thorpe was getting harassed before the interview last week with Jackie Redmond, and somebody was talking smack to him and everything else, and he turned around and was like, "Have you seen my girlfriend?" And if you don't know, he's dating Dakota Kai. So he was like, that was his comeback to the fan. Have you seen my girlfriend? That's your comeback.
Valid.
I mean, that's like the guy in the LFG series that's dating Roxanne. It's getting dragged through the coals. You're only Roxanne's boyfriend. You're never going to be a wrestler.
That was like Aaron Solo.
Yeah, a bunch of Aaron Solos out here. Yep.
That's all what it is.
Soon to be in the Team Marshall back.
But yeah, no, that whole that disaster that was that main event, and then the whole Dark State group. Just that was, to me, that was terrible. That should have been on like Evolve.
I think NXT is
I'm seeing a lot of hate for Evolve too. That continues every week. Like, apparently that's not picking up at all. So.
To me, I'm not going to hate on Evolve because of what it is.
Exactly.
I'm just not going to watch it. It's just not for me. So like I'm not going to hate on that.
It's not even like any hate. It's just like people are saying like it's just a difficult watch.
Yeah, it's development of development. I mean,
you're talking. If NXT's AAA, right? Evolve is single A ball. Like it's.
That's a good way to put it. That is a good way to put it.
All right, so can we actually? I saw like some some soccer groups are now talking about relegation here in the States. Can we do some promotion and relegation in wrestling too?
As far as
we got enough
talent?
tiered system. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for it. If you want to bring relegation in, yeah, I'm all for that.
You can go back to NXT. Maybe you need to go down to Evolve for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, we can relegate you down to Evolve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm all for that.
Jason, what do you got for us?
My jabroni is the one guy front row on Monday night, decked out in John Cena's newest gear, head to toe, shaking his head at John Cena. You're a fan. Keep
This is
on
what
all
I
the
just. This is what I just talked about.
No, just that one guy. He's a jabroni. You don't buy the whole guard full head to toe, put it on 5 minutes before the show, and get out there and just shake your head. No, John Cena, what are you doing?
Wait, did we have somebody do a Booker T on NXT on Tuesday night? I didn't get that.
I didn't catch that.
Somebody did a Booker T?
I didn't watch NXT, but I didn't hear anything about that.
I didn't catch that.
Is that the Bush? Yeah, is that the real Bush?
Huh?
Oh.
Hey,
I mean,
Out of
exactly what-
everything that went on this week,
you just that.
you pick out.
You went out and full head to toe and just going to sit there and disagree. No,
he probably didn't even buy it. John Cena probably gave him the march for the promo.
No, he went out and bought all that shit. You buy that shit, you take it home. You don't wear it and then just like boo John Cena. No. What are you buying new merch for?
He
To
proved
boo
John
John
Cena's
Cena.
point Monday night.
Hey, what did Shawn Michaels say about Hogan? The money's already in the pocket.
You knew he was a heel. Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be keeping kayfabe alive.
That's what Cena said. You get nothing. You get no new music. You get no new merch.
All new merch be like,
You'll get new music for Mania. I hope he gets. I mean, you'll get new music for Mania. I hope he builds up to that. It's just like, no, you get everything but music for Mania.
Speaking of new music, that was up there as far as my other mush this week.
Street Profits.
yes.
Street Profits, Zelina Vega, Finn Balor, everybody with new music. It's god awful terrible.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, Finn gets no reaction. Zelina, the crowd is dead. She's not good. She's not." It's like nobody knows who it is coming out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Zelina was getting one of the loudest pops when she was coming out before, and now she shows up last night, which her and Piper had a really entertaining match. I enjoyed those two, but nobody reacted because nobody knew who it was. When is Def Rebel's contract out?
Hopefully soon, because that's Street Profits.
And why are they still letting them develop new music?
I thought they were gone. That's what I thought I heard. So, but
Oh, yeah,
I don't know.
They're still on contract, but it's not already not on it.
I didn't even see it.
Please don't.
Nikita tried to cash in on that Bad Baby diss track momentum wave that's going on.
I'm about to say, who is she?
I mean, she is an artist.
Bad Baby is the Cash Me Outside girl from Dr. Phil.
Oh no, not Bad Baby. Nikita Lyons.
Please tell me you're lying. Please tell me you're lying.
What?
Is that
Please
really
tell me
who it
you're not-
is?
Bad Baby?
You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Catch Me Outside girl from Dr. Phil. Yeah.
She'll get her 15 minutes of fame. For what?
You ever heard Gucci
Hey,
Flip Flops?
listen.
Hey,
The diss track she
Stop
dropped on
Stop.
got a couple hits. Yeah.
Bad Baby had a couple bars in them diss tracks that were harder than Kendrick and Drake. Okay, like not gonna lie, but yeah, no, Nikita. What is the purpose of you dropping a diss track to Lash and Shakira? Like y'all haven't even interacted at all.
Good enough, not at all. When was the last time she was on TV?
I'm just so used to seeing Nikita shadow box in a steam room somewhere. Now you're hopping in the boot?
That's his algorithm.
It's 1 minute long. We can't.
The live reaction.
I didn't see it. I didn't see a DJ, so I can't react to it. Other than it probably shouldn't have happened.
No, I listened to the beat drop and then the first two words that she uttered, and I turned it off. not giving that any credence or time of day.
Jason, I'm sure you listened to it.
No, I haven't heard. I didn't know.
Yeah. It's one of those things that happened, and it's like, why did this happen? And it'll go away. It's probably already out of people's minds, except for DJ, who brought it up.
All right, mine this week, I'm giving it to Jey Uso's Road to WrestleMania build with his match against Austin Theory this week.
Now,
that match was just
now we hitting the question. Now we
devil's advocate.
Now hold on. That's the best that they could do this week for that match. End it with a crossbody.
It wasn't a crossbody. Cole called it wrong.
What was it?
It was a spear.
The spear. The jumping
That
spear.
wasn't a spear.
It was a
That
spear.
wasn't what he normally hits with.
Look, they were put in a bad place, and they were, circumstances, because Cena's segment ran 30 minutes long. So they had to cut that match and turned it into squash. So
match was bad. The only thing the match the week before, wasn't great with Grayson. This week with Austin Theory, only thing that can save it, and I'm hoping is true, is the rumor of Joe Hendry being his tag team partner this Monday in Scotland.
Oh, the I believe in the Yeet. Oh yeah, yeah. I believe
that's the only thing that can save what's been going on.
The only one sits between the triple threat between Joe Hendry, Jey Uso, and Trick Williams.
Who got the best entrance?
Nah, they'll all three will stand in the ring, and before the bell, you'll hear "I believe." Whoop that trick, yeet. I believe. Whoop that trick, yeet. Fans will be going nuts over that.
Was it DJ? Was it?
This storyline has been the worst one because there's just been too much outside.
Middle.
Like you're throwing in other people in the storyline. You're throwing in the Alpha Academy. You're throwing in Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. It's just too much filler.
I know Rikishi's going to go after us for talking about the lack of momentum going into this match, but
is Jey Uso the most disrespected Royal Rumble winner to date?
It hasn't been good.
No, it hasn't.
It's
so far,
entrance. It's all it is entrance right now.
Because I was going to
as from storyline or from the fans.
Storyline. I'm not worried about the fans. I'm talking storyline.
The fans are all in still.
Storyline. They haven't done. They haven't done anything different. It's Jay saying he's been doubted and disrespected, and it's Gunther choking him out. And that's going to lead to Jay pulling the counter of the choke and rolling Gunther up to win the title in Mania. Like,
you could have done that every week, and I'd been fine. We'll every week, and I'd be cool with that. I'm throwing these outside these outside characters.
Because that was going to be that was going to be my other mush, was just like the road to WrestleMania right now.
I don't need to see this shit either, DJ.
Just like right now, it's just be like they're only building up to two storylines: the triple threat, Punk, Rollins, and Reigns, and Cena, Cody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything else is just like.
I was gonna say, that was a great freeze frame down there, Steve.
What we're doing, except for like Bianca, Io, and Rhea, is starting to pick up.
Now, can we talk about that for a second? Because nobody brought it up. I saw a lot of people just absolutely drop their freaking mind, lose their minds this week about how this is what Rhea just signs the contract and she's in the match. This is bro. Do you not realize what Triple H is doing right now? Do you not realize? It's the same thing that Sean does whenever he redoes his career in NXT. It's literally Sean Benoit and Triple H. It's just replayed.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing.
It's pro wrestling. How is it any different whenever someone just points at the sign that they want a match?
Yeah.
Sean super kicked Benoit, signed the contract, triple threat.
Yeah.
Rhea power bombs Io on the Bianca, signs contract, triple threat. It's literally the same thing. It's not like this is the first time that WWE has done this.
Yeah.
100%. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a problem with
it. And the other thing was people, how do you botch a table spot like that? not every table is going to break every single time you do something on it.
Yeah, and Io is weighs how much, you know.
Yeah.
That's good. We saw that with Sasha and Charlotte.
We've seen that many times. That just doesn't break.
If it was a real business, then they would have just shredded that contract. It would have been null and void. But it's pro wrestling. I mean, you got to suspend your mind. Something.
Don't put that on the universe, DJ.
And right now, that triple threat between Io, Bianca, and Rhea may arguably be the match of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Has potential up there.
I like the way Io's getting disrespected, hands to the face all the time.
I mean, DJ said it earlier. 95% of the match has potential to be match of the year candidates.
Yeah, but I just like those people who lost their mind. Oh, how you just put Rhea in the match just because she signed a contract? So that means anybody can come down and sign a contract. Liv can do it. Yeah, if they wanted to. Yeah, absolutely.
And 2 years ago, it was just point at the sign. You got a match. So
that happened it happened last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. All three of them pointed at the sign, you know.
That's what happens.
It's
the IWC, man. They got to bitch about something. They're not happy unless they're bitching about something.
Yeah. Well. All right. Nobody's gonna bring it up. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody had it as their mush. We got to do it. We have to.
The special one is just bring it.
We have to.
That Mark Davis took the pin. I guess a bunch of high flyers.
No.
Is that what you want to talk about?
No. But I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that for
I enjoyed it way more than I thought.
Yeah. Mark Davis for me, like
that was a good match.
I get like Stan Hansen vibes from Mark Davis.
That's a good comparison.
That's definitely a throwback.
Yeah.
Like give me that from him. You know, he could be a harken back to like Hansen, to Brody, hell, even like Bam Bam Bigelow, like because he's athletic and can do shit that other big men don't normally do, right? Like, and just his look, like I hate the trunks, like I hate the trunks, but
I don't mind them. Yeah,
but no, I thought that triple threat the 4-way was good. I popped when Ricochet got on the microphone and was just like, "Go ahead, Mark, do it, take him out, do it."
I like the ending of it too. I didn't have a problem with the finish.
See, I hated the double pin, and both men are now we're getting a triple threat.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a match though.
Because you know he's taking the pin.
Speedball.
Yeah. As he should.
Speedball.
Yeah, that's
for a week.
Well, no, let's talk about it.
Go ahead.
I put it out of my mind.
The street fight, and then the spot, the body slam onto the nailed bat. I don't know what Edge calls it.
Spike?
You know, the abyss.
Yeah, Biz called it Janice, but I don't know.
Janice, yeah.
Janice. Okay.
And then you know the bat sticking.
Foley
in
had a
Moxley's
name
back.
for her too, but okay, like it's what I expected. I mean,
Timu Bloodline rules.
It's not for TV.
That should have been the match that they gave at the event at the pay-per-view. Still not main event worthy, but that should have been the match they gave you at the pay-per-view. And they gave it to you on TV just to try to overshadow that negativity. It was.
I legitimately don't think that the bat was supposed to get stuck in his back.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. No.
Because like the ref was scrambling there, like all of them seemed to be scrambling just to like get it out.
Yeah, you saw Moxley tell you to go do the next spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you saw him tell him, like,
yeah,
when Yuta was trying to get it out his back, he said, "No, go do the next spot." So we
can called the ref over, like, go.
Yeah,
yeah,
just to get the camera off of that.
Yeah. For everybody said that it, you know, it's just Moxley doing shock and awe. It's AEW doing shock and awe just to get shock and awe because that's the only way they can get people to talk about their product by doing stuff. And, people ripping Tony Khan for letting a spot like that go off and somebody's going to die in the ring, blah, 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 blah. I guess you guys weren't around or alive whenever ECW was ongoing.
True.
Because I've seen way more
Worse.
Yeah.
Gory, nasty stuff. Not that it's
what Axel
needed
did
in
through the
pro wrestling.
Taipei death match. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like then you got the Terry Funk, Mick Foley death matches in
Japan.
New Jack stuff.
GCW current day is kind of built
CZW.
on that. CZW, yeah. Like, do I want that in my pro wrestling? No, that's not my bag, not my cup of tea. Right? Are the blood matches is it too much in AEW? Yes, they do it way too often. They had an entire Revolution. Seemed like everybody was blading and bleeding. That's what they could have renamed the pay-per-view, Blade and Bleed, because that's what everybody did.
Blood and guts.
Yeah. Is that sort of match one that can go on in pro wrestling in current day? Yes.
Wrestling's a variety show.
But I think it was a spot that was called that went wrong, and they got everybody talking because it went wrong. Now, on the flip side of that, if that truly was the spot and they ran with that, and that was the intended outcome, was the intended consequences of doing that spot, then they need to get dragged through the coals from it, because like Jay said, that's not something that you need on a TV match, let alone just in a course of a match itself.
Yeah. And they had too many of these. They had this. They had the pizza cutter incident. They had the Shawn Spears and Cody chair incident. It's just like they're having too many of these.
Just, I mean, had it just hit, then I think people have been like, it was a fake bat or something. It's like, at least, not saying at least, but doing it, it's like you can have that conversation. Should you have the fake props in the match over the real things? But
well, and that was talked about with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn with the barbed wire. Logan Paul was on his Impulsive and said that was legit. That wasn't shade barbed wire. Like, that was legit barbed wire on that chair. Like, do we need to go that far? No. But again, like the smoke and mirrors magician tricks, how much can you dummy something to where it just comes off and looks completely fugazi, like the end of the death match with Eddie Kingston and Kenny Omega, where you get sparklers going off, or you know what I mean? Like with, yeah, like where's that line? Keep it to like kendo sticks and chair shots. Like maybe pull out a tire and iron every now and again. But
that's a good one, DJ. You'll see more hardcore stuff at 24-hour Waffle House.
I mean, thumbtacks to me are like the furthest you need to go with stuff that could potentially, stick in somebody's body.
Yeah.
You get a bat with 6-inch nails on it, like, yeah. But
what do you expect?
I'm surprised it didn't get. I mean, I know why it didn't get stuck, but whenever Cope swung it into his midsection, you would have thought it got stuck there because, but that's where the magician, work comes in, where you make it look like it hits when it doesn't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you have less control over that whenever you're body slamming somebody on the back of it.
Exactly.
And I feel like Moxley just landed too high on it, and we got what we got, right?
Yeah.
Like, but
instead of bumping more than actually hitting it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I will say though, the viewership was up for Dynamite for the 4th week in a row. So yeah, I don't know.
That's Tony
if that
Storm.
It's not the Death
continues,
Riders.
That's Tony Storm.
and that's
It's like
for
Major League.
Collision
That's
as
what we
well.
call the winning streak. Well,
Collision
I'm
was-
sure that's going to change this weekend, but
So because they're splitting it up over 2 nights, right? You have an hour tonight after basketball, an hour tomorrow after basketball after the NCAA tournament. I'm curious to see how.
that would have been nasty.
Yeah.
What is this? The Super Basketball Collision or whatever? Super
Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Program special.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
I'm interested to see like the breakdown for the numbers, like how much of a lead in, and then after the first quarter, that first 15 minutes goes off, like where does it drop to?
Yeah.
Because it's gonna drop.
Oh yeah, it's going to start after 11 o'clock.
Depending on how the games run, it may even be
if
later.
it goes to OT.
Yeah. And then, the show afterwards, they'll have to get some stuff in, and then you'll get Collision on.
Just like I said last week, you just could have said, "Hey, we're on Max."
Yeah.
Get this there. That's what the platform's for, right?
Sure. All right. Now, before we wrap things up, any quick hitters for the week?
No game this week.
Oh, we had a good discussion today. I'm going to cut the game.
Oh, look at you. Okay.
Executive decision.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I got
Blame this man.
Jason's like, I could have did this all.
Guess what? Yeah, we ain't even having a
Jason's
show.
like, man, every single episode now, I'm doing no game.
We ain't even having a show in 2 weeks.
No, you want quick hitters? I can run through some quick hitters. Pete Dunne and Karrion Kross were announced for Bloodsport. So again, seeing more of that the WWE crossover into Bloodsport there. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to Chris Bay's interview with Chris Van Vliet. It dropped this week.
But I definitely wanted to.
It's like around an hour and a half long. Chris Bay goes into, specific details regarding the injury, what transpired, the whole 9 yards. Just a tremendous story, and where he's at current day, some of the struggles that he still deals with, as far as that goes there. Chris, you brought up
I didn't see
John
any
Cena thing.
donations, DJ. Did he give any progress on the donations?
So I did. We can talk about this afterwards. I did look into the YouTube thing and what we got to do, Chris. But I can't do it from my phone. Like you got to log in.
For us? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about Chris Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ, I'll shoot you a message on that.
Oh. If he is talking about Chris Bay, the GoFundMe's still active, as well as the shirt, so you can still go and order that stuff as far as donations go. But I do just want to quickly give a shout out to TNA for the way that they've handled that injury from the time it happened till now. They covered all medical expenses. They're still involved, still talking to Chris on a daily basis. Like, so they're definitely
good for them.
Definitely did it to the right degree as far as how they handled it and what they've done afterwards.
I mean, I said it before. I don't know what Chris's plan will be, once he's recovered and, starts moving on with his life after this injury. But, if he wants to stay involved in pro wrestling, if I was TNA, he'd have a job for life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We talked about the roast. We talked about the 25,000 for Cena. Cena's heel promo segment in the first 24 hours did 102 million views across all social platforms.
Damn.
So for those of you who are saying the heel turn didn't work,
last night she was like, John Cena turned heel. What does that mean? It's like, I gotta explain wrestling to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even my mom was talking about it. She don't watch wrestling at all. She was like, I heard John Cena's bad now.
Yeah.
Welcome to the fold.
GCW announced Japan tour, 3 big events. July 28th, 29th, and 30th, with the July 30th show taking place in Kurikan Hall. So they're over there. I think if there's anything else from a quick hit aspect.
I had David Finlay won this year's New Japan Cup.
Yep, very good match.
And then I think other than that, I mean, we didn't talk about it. I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed now. Ray Phoenix is heading to SmackDown.
Yeah.
That was, you did everything with him, but 100% show his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he signed. I believe the other vignette that we saw with the smoke and the number 4, we saw number 3 in the background. I do believe that's for Aleister Black.
Okay.
So he's allegedly right now penciled in for the SmackDown after Mania.
Okay.
As far as you know,
Was that the date?
It would be
That would be April 25th.
That might be it then.
so
Like a
yeah.
2 and a 3, 2 and a 5.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
DJ wants to know when we're going to do a TV and movie podcast again.
You're about 4 years too late, my man.
No,
We covered everything.
we got some
Way
stuff
back
to do.
when.
We gotta talk about behind the scenes because
Yeah.
there is stuff. So got Cobra
Yeah,
Kai
there
to
is-
talk about.
We never did do the Cobra Kai one.
We got Cobra Kai we got to do. I think Daredevil.
We got another gaming one coming in. You know, it's almost quarter already.
Well, yeah, and there's been a lot of gaming news that's broke since we did the last gaming episode. So yeah, we'll get those out there for sure. Coming up here.
What do you want us to talk about, DJ? Pull the Cody Rhodes. What do you want to talk about?
Shoot us that email, that message.
Yeah, I don't know what else. I don't have any other quick hitters. I think.
All right, guys.
Cover
Thanks for
everything
tuning in to
this week.
episode 231 of the Dumb Marks Podcast. Hit us up on all our social media at Dumb Marks Pod. Head over to Spotify, give us a follow and a listen. We already said email the show, dumbmarkspod@gmail.com, and support us. Buy the merch, prowrestlingtees.com/dumbmarkspod. And before we wrap things up for the week, we talked about George Foreman earlier. So that's where the quote of the week is going to come from. From George Foreman, evil lurks where disappointment lodges. Kind of felt like it was topical with the world these days. So we'll catch you next Saturday.